I feel like doing something crazy after seeing some of the talks earlier today, but I'll try to maintain. So, wow, what a great day here. Starting out this morning, Zoe, Stavros, Janie, Millie, Jeff. You know, I've been fortunate enough. Jeff, I've seen that loyalty and that defensiveness of that loyalty firsthand. Fortunately, I was on the good side of that with that warrior mask on. So, like a lot of people have said, Josh, Jeff, many of you, you know, this really is family. And I'm quite literally, and I've said it before from stage, here because of all of you, because this is my passion, and you are my passion. And what we try to do is to create an environment that you can do what you do best. Remove all the obstacles. There's always going to be obstacles, but be responsive and timely and get things done so you guys can do what you do best. So we're excited to talk about this here for just a minute. Let's go. We're going to talk. Earlier Jamie went over our physical tools that we sold in the store today, and we're going to go into some of our digital tools here. And I'm going to give you a little bit of background on this, and we talked about this at boot camp. Momentum. Let's talk this about Momentum. And when I first came into the company, January 2017, I looked at the back office and I saw a great opportunity for us. You know, I'd been fortunate enough to work with some companies that had some pretty good technological advances, some great digital tools. I saw what they did for all the reps in the company and how well that helped you to grow your business. And so I saw a great opportunity. And I knew a company that I've worked for a number of years with, and knew they could do this. And so the very first strategy, I actually looked back at the very first deck I ever did to kind of start this process inside the walls to sell the team on this. And this was really what the first strategy of this new back office was about. And you can see it here is that to enable leaders to lead, right? We want leaders to be able to lead. It's tough to lead when you have to call your people and ask them how close they are to the lifestyle bonus, right? Hey, you know, but if you know that and you call them and say, hey, I noticed you're this, you know, what can I do to help? Enable you to lead as leaders. You know, the second one is to drive personal accountability. If you have in front of you what you need to do or where you're at or how close you are or how far away you are, that's personal accountability. You can say, you know what, I need to get going. What you measure and what you recognize improves, right? So we want to drive personal accountability. And then maybe one of the best and most important things is to help new people experience success faster. Is that important? Yeah. A new person, if they don't do anything for a long time, what's the odds of them really being successful? It goes down a lot. So helping new people experience success faster. And a lot of the leaders have heard me say this often, new people solve old problems, right? Think about that for a second. Apply that to anything, right? You know, to yourself. Oh, I'm broke. Well, new people solve old problems. Oh, my team's not doing anything. Well, new people solve old problems, right? It applies to everything in your business. And so that's what we looked at when we first strategized this new back office. And we found the right partner, like I mentioned. They've been around 16 years, have worked with the giants in the industry. I've known them personally for 15 years. So I had that trust, and it was very important. And so here's what we got, and it's important. Like I said, they do this with some of the giants in the industry. And so what we got, and this is just an example of what we got out of the box, right? This is another company, and just, you know, getting it right out of the box. And we just want to, you know, show you a couple screenshots. Pretty cool, you know, vast improvement of what we have. This was out of the box with another fast-growing direct sales company. Just a couple little screenshots there. So, and this would have been a vast improvement. It would have given you a lot of triggers and intuitive information for you to be able to action on and to, you know, to meet the strategy that I outlined. But the next level is outside the box. And that's what I want to go through in detail with you here. And to help me do that, I want to bring to the stage, and like Eddie said, you know, my team that has been working on this, Elise, Bill Hartz, back in the home office, and then Jamie Young, Scott Caldwell, Taylor Holland, have been amazing. They're eating, drinking, and sleeping this every moment of the day. And we've built a great partnership with our partner who, like Eddie said, a couple of them are in attendance here. Brent Jorgensen, the owner of this company, and Easton, his last name I can never say right, so I'll just say Easton. And then Evelyn has been critical as well from this company. And so it's just been a great partnership and something that is pretty exciting. So you guys ready to hear a little bit more about this? All right, well, guys, Jamie Young has become a very, very close friend. He's fantastic. He understands the field. He's a rep. He works, with me as a contractor as well, so that we get that voice of the rep. And I want to give a big hand to Jamie, bring him up to stage, and let's go over a little bit more of what's outside the box here. Jamie Young.
We're doing it.
Nope.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, give it up.
I appreciate you, buddy.
There's the clicker.
All right. We have a lot to share in a very short period of time. So who's ready to go? All right. The first thing we need to focus on is the visual vocabulary. We wanted to make sure when you log into your back office, when anybody in your team logs into your back office, you can learn things once and you can understand things at a glance, very simply, without having to click and dive too deep. However, we also want to give you the ability to dive deep and get the extra data when you need it. And so that was our philosophy coming into this. And so I just want to help give you some framework. Now keep in mind, we are launching beta, and we're going to talk about the timelines a little bit later. But what that means is this is what? Beta. So it's not perfect. When we fully launch this and it's all dialed in, we're going to have videos and explainers, and it's going to guide you through all of this. So just hang tight. If some of this goes over your head right now, don't worry. We're going to, because you're the leaders and you're here, we're just going to give you a snippet of everything that we're going to be doing over the next 45 days.
Yeah. This is just the first tranche, Jeff. So, sorry, inside joke. Go ahead.
So, when you log in, you are going to have the ability to upload your profile photo, and we are going to display the product that someone has if they're a rep and also a customer, or if they're a customer only. So at a glance, you can very easily see what product they have. The other thing is that you're going to see some color coding. When there is a purple ring around them, that means they are lineage. If there's a blue ring, that means they are spillover. Make sense? If it is in a report format, instead of the ring, you will have a dot. Every widget has a key, which will explain to you in a readable or eventually a video explanation. If you see the little circle icon with the report, that means you can click on it to get a detailed report. We have alerts, little alarm bells, and we want to make sure that if you see someone who's gray in your back office, you know exactly why, so you can help. You can see that when someone is in grace, you need to review their payment. If they're inactive, they need to update the payment, or maybe they're auto-canceled because they didn't make enough payments and they don't even know about it, perhaps. They need to contact the company. And so we're going to coach and guide you along the way. So this is our visual vocabulary that we're going to begin with.
So do you guys want to hear a little bit more? It's going to kind of be like drinking from a fire hose, I think, Jamie.
It is.
We might want to sit down for this.
We probably do. Now, because we have so much to get through, this is going to be like a series of fireworks and explosions. So when you're a little kid and you're watching the fireworks, what do? Ooh. Ah. So when we're showing something, I want you to ooh and ah, and that'll let me know that you understand and we can move faster. Is that fair enough?
No.
All right.
And like at SeaWorld, when you're sitting in the front row, what happens sometimes?
You get splashed.
Yeah. So.
All right. So when you log into the back office, now keep in mind, we're going to sit down. I don't want you paying attention to us sitting here. I want you focused on the screens. That's all that matters right now. When you log into the thank you, Dave Watson. When you log in, the first thing you're going to see at the top is you're going to see your name, your ID number, and the websites. How many of you have wasted so much time trying to tell someone where to find their websites? It's all right there for you. The next thing you're going to see is you're going to see.
Yeah.
Yes. The next thing you're going to see is we have some previews. This is all gamified. It starts with get 1, then get 4. And then there's also the lifestyle bonus preview. It actually tells you how much you need from each of them very simply at a glance. And, and after you do 4, it'll continue to count for you, so you always know how to keep score. All right, the next thing is we want to help you understand the money that you're making, and so we have our earnings preview. Currently, this is hidden on your .biz in the lower right-hand corner, but no more. You're going to be able to see your weekly earnings, you're going to see your monthly earnings, and you're going to be able to see the last week, the current month, the last month, for all of the different bonuses that we have. Yeah, there we go. We're getting it. All right. Now, one of the other things is, and Josh said this so perfectly, we want to be super clear. We want to give you visible transparency of when you do something, you're going to get this. And so on all of our reports that have to do with income and our widgets, they all tell you when the period ends, so you know when the deadline is, and it tells you when it's actually going to pay you. Now, so who wants to see some weekly details? When you click that button, the widget will expand, and now, like you see your weekly team sales, you'll be able to see all of the sales that have come in your organization. You can also filter it by the left or the right team. And how many of you would like to know the product that they bought? Because we're going to show you that too. In this section, you're going to be able to see if they're a platinum, if they bought a membership, if they upgraded, and that's where the commission is derived from. We want full visibility and transparency. Now, this is really important, and this may not seem like a big deal. But how many of you have entered a sale or had someone enter a sale and you don't see it in the system? And you go, well, just refresh the button. Well, not only can you refresh the widget by hitting the refresh button, but it'll tell you how current the data is, so you always know that you're looking at the real-time information.
Yeah. Yeah. That refresh button's going to get worn out, though.
It is.
Because people get excited about that.
It's like Grzybowski talks about it. He just hits refresh, refresh, cycle, cycle, cycle.
Absolutely.
So again, we teach people about this once, and they are no longer calling you about it again. You will always know. Now, this is a pretty big deal. How many of you have wanted to coach and guide the people in your organization, and you're asking them questions? Well, how much are you earning right now, or how big is the organization? In any of our widgets that provide information, we have a View As functionality where you can type in anybody's name in your entire organization, and I can look at Jessica Jones, and now I'm viewing as Jessica Jones.
Yep. No more calling to see how close they are.
Nope. All right. We have WorldVentures news, and because the events are such a critical part of our DNA, we want to make sure that everyone who's logged into the back office gets a big banner of the upcoming event, and we want to make sure that if they're not registered, it's telling them to register, and you have the ability to track everything in your team and the organization. In addition to this, again, you can search and view as somebody else, which means that you can track and help see how many people someone you're working with also has going within their team to the upcoming event. All right. Now, how many of you are familiar with in the current .biz, we have the binary preview, right? So what we've done is we've created something that's kind of a hybrid between the 3D binary and the binary viewer, and we call it the Team Depth widget. And what this shows you is all of the people that are on your outside left and your outside right. It'll show you the best available position. So if you are ever sitting there at your computer trying to sign up your friend, they will see this is the best available position. You should click to sign up. In addition to this, you can scroll through it, and you can see everyone that's being affected by all these sales. And of course, if someone's in grace, it will tell you so you can help them review their payment. Now, we also have some buttons. I don't think we actually highlighted them. We have some go to the top buttons, so you can do it at a click. Some of you have thousands or tens of thousands of people in your organization. And we also have an up one button. And that's because all of these work on the phone. We've currently optimized this for the desktop first, and we're going to make the phone functionality even better. But on a phone, it's kind of like when you're enrolling someone right now and you get to the terms and conditions on your phone, and you're scrolling through forever, and you scroll too much and then the page moves. Well, it does that. And therefore, we put the buttons in place so you can just go click, 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 and you don't run into that issue. All right. Now, how many of you want to promote and rank? Great. We have a progress report to do that. Now, the first thing that you're going to see here is the person's current rank in the box, and we have the active summary. This is all of the person's numbers at a glance. It's very simple. When we have a promo like FastPass 150, you're going to see if they're qualified or not. Of course, we have the little explainer icon, so you're going to be able to know or educate yourself on what all these things mean. But for this one to become qualified, it shows you the 4 bubbles you need to fill in so you can be a qualified rep. Who wants to move on to the next rep? Senior. All right. So for the next rep, we're now representing your active count for your left and right. So we have gamified this. We want this to be fun. We want people to want to complete to achieve their goals every step of the way. So it's going to tell you that you're done on the left team. You've already have 57, and you need 30 more to go to hit senior rep. But it gets a little more complex, because when you start getting into director, you now have lineage requirements. And so one thing that's really important is we're now showing you the lineage, but we're going to show you every picture of the people that are in a separate line of lineage, basically each bloodline, and we're going to show you the percentage that is attached to them. And so you'll see that in the little bubbles underneath. Of course, you can click See All, which will not be currently functional like right away, but we'll add that feature later. Now, where this gets really exciting, I think, is when you go from director to marketing director. See, the lineage requirement for director is 140. And for marketing director, it's 400. But you already have 140 towards the 400. So we've broken it up and just shows you just need 260. And you see that dividing line. But here's the one thing that's really complicated, is that you have to earn, well, not complicated to do this, but complicated to read currently, is you need to earn $6,750. But right here, you've only earned $6,720, so you're $30 short. And this is in the last 3 months. But here's where it's complicated. As you move forward 1 week falls off the back, doesn't it? Well, for the first time ever, you're going to see that. You're going to see the first week and when that expires, and when the second week. And if you have a really good week and your income spikes, you're going to be able to anticipate that you need to make up for that volume. So in the lower right-hand corner, you're going to see what you've earned this week and what you need to earn to achieve this rank by the end of the week. Every single week.
Ooh.
Oh, I should have zoomed in. There you go. Yeah, we're pretty excited about this. All right, and then it just advances from there. Now, we took a page from Troy Brown's thinking. He likes the idea of how everything is simple. Now, if you've noticed, we haven't left the dashboard, have we? We wanted everything accessible and available at a glance, simply at your fingertips. We'll have navigation like you normally do on a website, but we're not building that right now. We want this to be so simple, and we want this to tell you what you should be doing and what activities and where you need to focus. So we created these quick links, and they're basically like buckets. Think of them like apps on the phone to where you can drill down and get some more information. So what if you could be alerted when you had 10 accounts in your organization that had issues, and see all the people that are potentially in grace? Maybe they just went inactive, or they were auto-canceled, and you can help correct that. Would that be valuable to you?
Jamie, tell them about the little bells there too. Tell them, I mean, that's a pretty cool feature. Yeah.
So what you'll notice here is that, now keep in mind, some of these things are not going live in the next 45 days, and we'll show you that roadmap. We've got the accounts with issues, the focus board, and then how many of you want to increase your income?
Ooh.
Now, here's what's really cool about this. This is a smart dynamic system. So we have triggers. And they're going to tell you that not only on this page that I'm about to preview for you, but it actually shows you that you have 11 people that are close to a bonus and 15 people that have actually achieved the bonus. But the little bell, Justin, that tells you that something changed since you last logged in. So who wants to see our income widgets? Awesome. So this is what the page kind of looks like. Let's dive in a little bit deeper. We have our direct commissions. This is with Dream Trips Platinum currently, but as we expand our product offering in the future, add things like potentially like the fly card or something else, you're going to be able to track all of the direct commissions. Next up, we have the personal sales bonus. This is a big win. In the history of the company, we have never, ever had a way to appropriately track the personal sales bonus. What's so great about this is that as you're filling the buttons, it initially starts with just 3, but then as you've completed the first 3, it will expand and tell you that congrats, make 3 more personal sales in the next 20 or in the same 28-day period, and you're going to earn another personal sales bonus at an increased rate. So we're always telling you what you need to do to earn more and to move this along. And you'll notice that this has a countdown because this is time sensitive. So any of our bonuses that are time sensitive, you will see a countdown so you always know how long you need. And this also shows you when the fail is going to expire outside of the 28 days, so you're never surprised and there's zero confusion of why you might not have hit something. Now, one thing that's pretty important, though, is we're a global company, right? And we don't all run on the same global comp plan.
Show them the differences, Jamie. Show them the difference.
So for those of you who have a different personal sales bonus, we've got you covered too. And so we have all the same stuff built in, but it's specific to you, and we'll continue to make those modifications to make sure that you're taken care of and you still have the tools that you need to build your business. Now, the lifestyle bonus is a monster driver for a business, correct? So this is really simple. It shows you how many people you need personally to enroll at each level to unlock, when you become qualified, etc. But if you notice, maybe I'll zoom in here, it says there's a little alert, and there are 5 reps that are close to a rank. Who wants to see that? Okay. So here, we're showing you that you now have 5 reps that are close to hitting Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3. You can see if they're in your lineage or their spillover. But here's one of the challenges. We were demoing this to some of our IMDs, and Terry Camp said, you know, I love the report where I could see people close to the bonus. And we thought, what if we could take it a step further? So what if we could filter these reports too? So let's look at our filter options. You have the ability to filter by tier, 1, 2, or 3. You can filter by the tree. You can see the entire team or just your lineage. You can even filter by a specific lineage that you're working with. And you can filter by the left and the right team. All at the click of a button. I wish you could see Jeff Bull's face. That's, ooh. All right, now, let's talk about the cycle bonus. The cycle bonus, we want it to be really fun. Because when people, to even cycle, you have to get qualified first. And by the time someone is going to start earning cycle bonuses, they probably have some volume on one of their teams, don't they? So we wanted to show people at a glance that you have a bunch of income potential just waiting for you. And so in this example, we have 22 sales holding. And so if you just click the button over, it's just going to keep moving over and showing you that there's more potential cycles that you can earn. But let's reset this to 0. Underneath the period ends, there's a pro tip. It tells everybody that if you achieve 3 or 4 cycles in a week, you're going to receive additional bonuses. And under each cycle, it's going to show you the value of how much you're earning at each of them. Now, just like Mark explained and Josh, the promotion for the triple-double, I believe it is,
yes.
We believe that it's an easier way to explain a double cycle by just simply saying that when you get to the third cycle, you're going to earn an X amount of bonus. So here it says, make 2 more sales, get 2 more sales credits on your right, and earn a $75 cycle. So who wants to do that? Cool. So we do that, and now the 75 underneath lights up. It tells you how many cycles you've earned. So let's keep going. We're progressing. It's telling you earn 1 more cycle for a total of 3 and earn an additional $255 bonus. Now the beauty of this is, when this is launched, if it's launched when we're running a promotion like the triple double, we can change the values and it'll show you the additional increased value of $450 instead of the $225.
Yep.
So now this becomes available. It's going to gamify. It's going to move you along every step of the way. Some of you are just going to go click, 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 click to see all these cycle bonuses that you've got adding up. Very simple, all for you at a glance. And of course, you can view as, you can filter all this stuff. So let's go back to the home dashboard for a moment. Each of these buckets, these widgets that we've created, have triggers and notifications. And if you want to drill down and you want to help someone that's close to a bonus, you can do that. Or if you want to help someone who's close to a rank, you can do that. But what if there was a way that you could take all of that and lump it together, and you could be working with the right people all of the time? We call it your hot list and your watch list. Now, your watch list is anyone that you personally enrolled. This will help you keep an eye on them. And you can also add favorites, too. Maybe you had a good 3-way call, or there's someone that you met at a meeting you think they're really sharp. You can put them on the watch list, so you never have to search for them and find them. They're just always right there for you in your watch list. Now, the hot list, though, is a whole nother animal. What we were doing here is we are going to take the different buckets. Who's close to a bonus? Who's achieved a bonus? Who's close to a rank? Who's achieved a rank? Are they registered for an event? And we're going to give them a hot score. And we're going to tell you the people that you should be working with.
Ooh.
Now, that's great to have a list, but what do you want to do with it? Well, the beauty is, anytime you see someone's picture, their name, or their ID number, you can click on it. And when you click on it, no matter where you are in the back office, their rep details are going to pop up. Now, the way that we built this is that we wanted to give you multiple paths to get the information. So you don't have to know how to navigate. There's not only one way to get it. And so you're seeing some general information here, but we've just showed you a bunch of earnings stuff. Well, let's say you want to look at their earnings. You click earnings, and you see all of their earnings widgets right here without ever leaving the page. We're going to give you the ability to see how many Dream Trips points that they have, so you can manage their accounts, all of their websites. You can see their little previews, and then also give the ability to see who their support team is, so you know who they're working with. I think that's a pretty big firework.
Yes, sir. Ooh.
Now, to top that all off, in the upper right-hand corner, when you log into the dashboard, we have a Search Your Team, and you can search people immediately to pull up that report without ever having to go into any other widget. Now, we are so blessed because of Wayne and his vision and what he's done for us, and we've heard him say many times that we're only seeing maybe 10, 15% of his vision. I promise you, you're seeing maybe 10% of what we're doing with the new back office.
So, as he said it, let's give a big hand to Jamie Young, Scott Caldwell.
Wait a second.
Scott Caldwell, Taylor Holland.
Yes, Scott Caldwell, Taylor Holland, please stand up.
Stand up. Please stand up. Right here.
You really, you have no idea the commitment level of these gentlemen. We are on the phone multiple hours a day during the night to get this done. This is a huge undertaking. This is very intricate. And we're working with them and leaders and you, and we're in beta, so we want your feedback. We want to get this right. But definitely thank them. This would not happen without them.
Big hand for them. So pretty exciting. So here, like Jamie said at the beginning, this is beta. But here's kind of the way that you're going to have the beta. So right now, this is your back office, and you can see here where you try out the new back office. So That's where this is going to be. So you're going to run it simultaneously because it'll take a little bit before we convert fully over. We'll do this in stages. And so here's the development roadmap. So you see here, phase 1, US, April 18th. Okay, so April 18th, you can see all of these different widgets right here that are shown. And then global, this is a global event. Global, the first phase 1, the launch widgets, will be global in language June 30th. Okay, in language. So June 30th is the first phase. Then phase 2, US, April 20th. The international global is to be determined. Phase 3, May 4th. And then the phase 4 is to be determined. Now, the to be determined, we only want to look at over the next 45 days here. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We want to look at this and think, okay, here's what we're going to do over the next 45 days. So you guys can really embrace this, learn it, understand it. It's an enhancement, not a distraction. And when you do this thing will be a world-class, this is a world-class product that nobody else will have. Be the only ones in the industry that have something this perfect and this world-class for you guys. I mean, I'll tell you, Jeff and Troy were in the office a few weeks ago before we even had all this. I just showed them a quick slideshow, and they had some prospects. And afterwards, the prospects were hanging out over there, and they're over here. Hey, can we get this right now? And I mean, so this thing is going to be amazing for you guys. It's going to change all of your lives, and all the things we're hearing today, guys. I mean, WorldVentures 2.0 is in full effect. I mean, it is crazy. So, in close, guys, now is the time. This is the place, and we are the ones. Thank you very much.